G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, that was a really fun stream and I really enjoyed watching Roohif and Ranty Flat Earth. Seriously, changing the name of the stream after it was all said and done was a little bit of a low move, Ranty. I mean, he changed it from myself and Sleeping Warrior debate optics with Roohif to I debate optics with Roohif and it's a complete and utter disaster for him. I mean, fancy cutting Sleeping Warrior out of that and not even mentioning Nathan. How low can you go?
It's shocking.
But it was just so annoying watching Ranty just slide sideways all the time. He asked for an example of looming, I gave him one. And we're all well aware that Ranty just tried the old wrong date routine. Roohif, he went in and fixed that, but what did Ranty do next? Oh, the old redefine routine. He just called it a superior mirage instead of looming.
It's shocking.
But according to Ranty's own definition that he just provided, this 30-mile boat image by Harry is actually both. The hull of the ship is actually loomed up. The hull of a 30-mile ship is not normally visible from Harry's observation point. Your eyeballs are normally only able to see the smokestacks. So in this case, the hull is loomed up.
It's shocking. Information, and we think to ourselves, well, looking at that skyline there, we've got a 40-mile skyline there. So the entire gradient from point A, from you filming it, to that entire skyline, that 40-mile stretch, is absolutely pristine and perfect the whole way, without any issues whatsoever. And that's why we're seeing the skyline in perfect symmetry. As soon as you start to manipulate a small area of that, where it's a little temperature difference, then you should see a dramatic difference in how much you're seeing, because obviously that 7/6R wouldn't be the same. It would now be 8/6R, or it might even be 6/6. Who knows?
Yeah, if you could demonstrate that those gradients exist, 40 miles apart, then yeah, you should theoretically see different.
But we never do.
Curvature.
But we never do.
I've never analysed it. I've never even heard this line of inquiry before.
Yeah, I think it's something we need to look into though, because I've never seen an image that's been out of proportion. We just see it because it's there. We just see it. We don't have bending of light. You have bending of light, which means that when you get any kind of temperature difference, you should see different proportions and different heights and different things out of proportion at long distance photography. You should see that. Different mountains. You should see, if you're looking at a big mountain, Mount Everest, and you're filming it from 100 miles away and you can see it, if over that entire area, there should be a temperature difference, a vertical temperature difference over that entire stretch. And you should see things out of proportion, but you never do. You always see Mount Everest just perfect. In every image, it's always the same. There's never any difference between one side of it and the other.
And then Ranty blindly just asked for an example of something large being distorted by refraction. He says he's never seen anything before like that. So what is larger than the largest mountain on Earth? And what is more regular shaped than a mountain? What is the simplest, well-defined geometrical regular shape that we know? Something like a circle? How about the sun? If only Ranty had watched my last video, all the answers he sought were right in there.
99% of the time in Sydney, you can see the horizon clear and crisp and see things further than that.
Have you got proof of that?
Harry's got it on the screen.
So this is proof of what? This is proof of what in your...
This is looming. So you can see the horizon has gone higher.
Wait a minute. You've just said it's proof of looming. So can you demonstrate to me that that's been loomed up beyond Earth curvature?
Because the horizon is risen, and when the horizon is at that mark at the 7th...
that's a superior mirage.
It's looming. I understand the word mirage to be a distortion. Other people use it differently. I say this is loomed up. It is higher in apparent position than it physically is.
Well, firstly, I'm going to turn around and say that it's all down to, from my opinion, it's down to just the visibility on any given day, which will obviously increase or lower the height of the horizon. However,
why do you see the bridge of ships?
Yeah, just a minute. But however, if this is a image that is in some way kind of a mirage, it certainly is. It can't be proven that it's being loomed up beyond Earth curvature, firstly. But secondly, it can also be demonstrated that it's just a superior mirage. And I think in his video, he actually claims it is actually just a superior mirage. So there's a difference between a superior mirage, which is you physically need to have eyeballs on the object, which is then lifted up, as opposed to looming, which is being brought back from beyond the Earth curvature.
And as for the Chihuahua in the chat, shut up, Nathan. And just stop straw-manning this horizon is a fixed position nonsense. It's only you that is saying that. But now that you mention it, the horizon is a fixed angle, because Harry's camera is always in the same place, in his prime observation position of his living room. The cliff is always in the same place, unless Sydney's had an earthquake or two. As Harry notes, the horizon is normally seen at a lower angle by a notch in the cliff. On these few special days, though, it can be seen to be observed at a higher angle. So the position has changed. That's angular position. That's angular position, Nathan. So if the chat Chihuahua cares to offer a reason as to why on this special rare day the apparent horizon has risen up, go ahead, knock yourself out. Literally.
It's shocking.
Well, enough of poor Ranty for one day. He thinks I enjoy trolling.
It's shocking.
But in reality, I just enjoy good science and getting the facts out there. So Ranty provides me ample opportunity to do that. He just keeps doing it.
I can believe it.
And if you like what I'm doing, click and subscribe and we can do some more.
Wow, you guys are insufferable.
One of the great challenges in this world is knowing enough about a subject to think you're right, but not enough about the subject to know you're wrong.